Tameside's approach to neurodiverse employees, I would say, is always about inclusivity and about value, because we automatically have seen that neurodiverse employees, they bring incredible value to the organisation.
So our approach to working with neurodiverse employees is very much like rooted in our kind of ethos and our values.
The biggest thing that I've learned is the difference it can make if you incorporate inclusive practices.
It's just letting people come as they are to work, not expecting them to show up a certain way, and if they show up a certain way one day, not expecting that same another day.
I think by being inclusive and giving them opportunities to demonstrate their abilities, you get a really engaged workforce that enables them to be happier in the workplace. And a happy workforce is like the ultimate goal, right? If you've got people that are happy, they're doing their best work, you're going to retain them.
So our recruitment and our interview process is something I'm very proud of. We allow applicants to submit their application in written form, audio form, or video form. And then once they've been shortlisted, their invite to interviews includes all of the interview questions. And the interview questions, they don't leave any room for interpretation, because I think clarity is kindness.
So we're constantly evolving the recruitment process. We try and make it as simple as possible. We try to take away bureaucracy and governance, because we just want people to feel comfortable and to kind of be the best during their interview.
Previously, there was like a lot of different points you would have to hit in the job description in order to get to interview. We're looking at maybe stripping some of that back, trying to have a look at when do you need a professional qualification and when actually could this be learned on the job, to try to make it inclusive to maybe people who haven't come from, traditional educational backgrounds.
I know personally, as someone who's done quite a few recruitment processes, it's always been really nice to hear how supportive people have found it.
So when I first joined Tameside about 3 years ago, it was just the network having a chat, and Joe would feed it back to our HR rep and it would sit with HR and they would do the changes. Now we have this EDI network chairs meeting, so all of the different chairs of the different staff networks sit with senior leaders and discuss changes.
It being present, from a senior management level especially, helps to kind of like set that tone of it being open and inclusive and supportive.
It's hugely important to embed lived experience in everything that we do, really, and particularly with the Neurodiversity Network. Within the disabled people's network, there is a saying, nothing about us without us, and I think that goes for every characteristic, really, because otherwise, how do we know that what we're doing is the right thing to do? So
kind of biggest lessons we've learned and kind of top tips for employers, it's things like listen to people, act quickly, and normalise difference. So don't introduce bureaucracy and policies that don't work for people, and through that you'll see people thriving and feeling happy.
Turn it into a collaborative brainstorming session. If something comes up in a conversation, be curious, ask them, oh, is that something you'd like to chat about?
It's about allowing people to kind of shift things to work for them, rather than people having to be resilient to the workplace rather than adaptive.
Not everyone knows what reasonable adjustments to ask for. So what we did is we created a Teams channel to share their perspectives, to share any reasonable adjustments that they've asked for, so that we have this resource bank for anyone who comes in and doesn't know what they would like to ask for.
The number one thing I'd suggest that people think about is when you do inclusive practices, it's not just one group that you impact. So by being inclusive, everybody's experience improves. Reducing those barriers and the concerns that people might have before they become an issue is a really supportive part of that.
Join the Neurodiversity Organisations Network, get involved in the Good Employment Charter, because that have the measures on what good employment looks like, and network with other people that are on a similar journey.